And we are back with Christoph. She's a professor of nutrition. Now we're talking about ways to get back on track after your Thanksgiving feast, because everybody, myself included, we all ate too much. But here's the thing. Your first tip is to eat.
Yeah, the biggest problem that people end up running into after Thanksgiving is they say, I'm not going to eat anything today, right?
Yeah.
And then they go Black Friday shopping, and then by 3 p.m. they want a Frappuccino
They're
and
hitting the food court
Thanksgiving
hard.
leftovers. Yeah, totally. So the key is to eat, but eat healthy.
Okay.
So eat a variety of, fiber-rich, antioxidant-rich foods, and eat plenty of protein and plenty of fruits and vegetables throughout the day.
And we also need to drink plenty of water, too.
Yes, so you really want to be moving that sodium throughout the system, that's kind of built up and made all your rings stick on your fingers and your ankles swell. You're trying to move that salt through the system, then also get your digestive tract moving, because it can be sort of sluggish after a really high-fat meal.
Which is a great way to get us into our next point, which is that you need to get up and get moving a little bit.
Yeah, get moving, whether it is Black Friday shopping, if that's your thing, after watching this show, of course.
Yes, at noon. No. Watch the news at noon. At 1 o'clock, you can do whatever you need to.
Right. Or, just going for a brisk walk or a run or something, it doesn't have to be excessive, but something that makes you feel good and feel ready to reboot.
Another thing you need to do is avoid foods that might cause inflammation on days like today, like grains or some sort of dairy products.
Right, and that's different for different people too. Anything that's sort of a trigger food for you, whether it's some refined carbohydrates, whether it's grains in general, whether it's dairy, maybe it's nuts and seeds, some of those things might make people feel heavy and sluggish, and their digestive tracts don't like them very much. So try to avoid those things for you.
Now you have a sample menu here. This is our day in a nutshell, our Black Friday day, and you can hop on it, do it with us. So why don't we start it from breakfast and go all the way to dinner?
Okay, so breakfast includes a recipe. Those are banana pancakes made into banana muffins. It's the recipe I had on here a couple months ago.
They were so good.
Yeah, so it's 1 banana, 2 eggs. Then we have a little bit of berries on the side, and then I tried to add veggies into every meal. So we have a green smoothie made with avocado and apple and some spinach.
Wait a minute, avocado in there? So that's a fat, but it's a good fat.
Yep, it's a monounsaturated fat, and that's going to really help you feel full and help get things moving a little bit.
Do you taste the avocado in it?
You don't.
You don't?
No, you
Interesting. I'm going to have to take a sip of that during the commercial, because I don't want it to get in my beard. All right, what's up next? We have a brunchy kind of meal.
Yeah, so we have a little salad for lunch here. So that salad might have some leftover turkey meat on it. Maybe it's a little bit of tuna, made with some olive oil. I put a little avocado in that salad and lots of veggies. And then if you feel like something dessert-ish, something sweet, give yourself a side of berries. And you'll notice I put lots of colors in this lunch to really fight inflammation.
Yeah, and then over here, this dried kale.
Yeah, so those are kale chips, which I think I made on here last year.
This is your best of segment.
I know, right?
This is all the good stuff. So you go to mymassappeal.com, you type in Dr. Christoph, and you get everything.
Yeah, right. So if you feel like salty, you could go for the kale chips, which are just kale, a little bit of spice, and some olive oil cooked in the oven. Or if you feel like sweet, you could do some apples and a little bit of nut butter.
And it's not just a breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You got to eat a lot throughout the day, little meals.
Right, just to keep yourself full and to stave off those cravings that are lingering in the refrigerator. That leftover pie is probably calling your name.
And as much as I'd like to think so, stuffing in and of itself isn't a meal.
No.
And I've told myself that for years, but I always just eat it the next day. Now, what do we have here? Here's our dinner.
And then here for dinner, we have some fiber-rich Brussels sprouts here, just roasted Brussels sprouts, some sort of lean protein or a protein with healthy fats. So you could go for chicken or you could go for salmon there. And then some sort of starch, to keep you full, but go for a starch that has lots of nutritional value in it, like sweet potato or squash. And try to put aside, if you could put aside before Thanksgiving, some of that squash or sweet potato that hasn't been drenched in marshmallows and sugar, that would be great. And for somebody with a little bit bigger appetite, maybe you want to add a side of the soup that we talked about earlier today.
And this soup, easy, it's made with Thanksgiving leftovers, but your point with Thanksgiving leftovers is don't try to petition to get stuffing added as a food group. Take some of what you have, add some new to it, and make it healthy.
Right, and if you really want a little bit of the leftovers, you could always mix and match here a little bit. You could put a little small piece of pie at dessert, or maybe put the stuffing instead of the starch here. But pick and choose when you're choosing your high high fat, high sugar, energy dense leftovers.
Well, by Small Business Saturday, we will be trim and good to go and rebooted. Thank you. It's always a pleasure.